website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Hi. How do you know what to focus on, what to practice? You got 100 things to learn at all times, right? You got 100 things you could focus on, but where do you put your focus, right? How do you make your practice efforts really pay off? And there's a very simple answer to that, but that is a theoretical answer. Applying it to your practical situation is another thing, but that's something you become better at. You try and try and try, and you become better at it all the time. And it's all about the weakest link. Because let's say you have to first of all decide where you want to end up. What is it that you're practicing guitar, but what is that? What's the situation you want to be able to work your way through? Do you want to be a band member in a rock and roll band? Is it a metal band? Because if it's a rock and roll, it's right. It's that kind of thing, right? If it's a metal band, is it a thrash? What is it? There's different things you need to become good at. Depending on what style you want to play. And you need that focus, right? That's the first place you need to focus. You need to decide, okay, what's the situation? What do I need to be able to do? What do I need to be able to play? And that's the first step. Once you have that down and say, okay, that's what I'm focusing on. And you might like a lot of different styles, right? You might like a lot of different things. You like flamenco and all, but you need to choose, right? You need to make that choice first. Once you've chosen a destination you want to end up at, you might as well, you can go in all kinds of directions afterwards, but that's the first point of arriving. Then you need to focus on, well, what are my skills there? Where am I strong? Let's say it's a rock and roll band, right? Like a 50s band. You're pretty strong on the chords, but it's like, the soloing, you kind of lack some techniques there. Okay, let's then say, okay, what's the technique you're lacking? Well, maybe it's alternate picking. Maybe that skill isn't too good. You can do everything else, but as soon as we get to the soloing part, there's some stuff that you cannot do, right? So you need to work on that. What is that? That is your weakest key skill. Every single style has playing guitar has some key skills, right? You need rhythm, you need the ability to strum, to play solos, and within soloing, within strumming, there are key skills as well. Within soloing, you got scales, you got techniques, you got different techniques, right? And within the techniques, you even have key skills. If you take, for instance, hammer-ons and pull-offs or legato, what does that consist of? Well, it consists of hammer-ons and pull-offs. But you got different fingers as well, right? You could be practicing that technique and you have a problem with your fourth finger, your pinky there. It can't really hit the strings right. Well, so you design little exercises around that. So now first we focused on, the style we want, so the situation we want to be in where we master everything. And then we look at where do I have my weak spots? Well, it's probably soloing. Maybe it's my legato technique or my alternate picking technique. Within that technique, when I'm practicing that, where do I have my weak spots? And so you play different exercises and say, what do I have a hard time doing? And why do I have a hard time doing them? Well, because every time I need to do this with my pinky, it's kind of hard. Okay, then we design an exercise. Right, whatever that is, right? You try to own in on just that particular challenge, and that is finding your weakest key skill. Weakest key skill, soloing. Okay, what is it within soloing? Well, the scale's pretty good, but my technique, if I have to do a fast one, I cannot do it. So I need to focus on my legato, my hammer-ons and pull-offs. Okay, within those, what are the weakest key skill? It's actually my fourth finger, or it might be something else. But you think like that all the time, trying to find the key skill. You focus on where you want to go, and then you say, what are my key skills there? And the reason why I'm asking you to find that style, that playing situation, is that enables you to say, okay, let me just put myself there. Let me play a track, right? When do I get in trouble, right? And that's your weakest key skill, because that's what's holding everything else down. You want to be that soloing guitarist or that all-round guitarist in that band. What is holding you back? What is the access ticket that you don't have? And within that, what's the problem there? Because then you can work on that. Because, last point, as long as you have a weak key skill, all the other skills are holding you back. You cannot function in that band. You cannot function doing legato as long as you have a fourth finger that doesn't work. So the fourth finger is holding everything else back, right? It's holding back your ability to play in a band, right? That thing there, whatever that is. So you get a focus that is laser sharp, right? And then you focus on that. And then you set off some time. You take a week out. You focus 80% of that just on that thing, designing little exercises to get over that. Then you raise that key skill up to the other skills. And then suddenly you can play legato on a whole new level. That is the way to get the most out of your time, because that's the way to get, results. You can work on all other skills, right, when it comes to legato. But as long as that fourth finger isn't working, you're basically wasting your time. You're not wasting your time, but you won't really see the full result of your practicing before you get that slowest child in the family up to speed, right? Because the whole family can't move any faster than that slowest child. I hope that makes sense. This is another thing when you're trying to do it practically, and you're trying to find that week, and you still have questions and so on. But watch some more videos from me, and we'll get clarity on all kinds of other things as well. So, and if you haven't already, go download my free course on alternate picking. It's 5 essential exercises that you really need to master in order to master the skill of alternate picking. And I've included my method of just laying out a practice plan in a very short, I say 2 minutes, but it's really 30 seconds or 5 seconds, where you can do boom, 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 lay out a practice plan that will give you more results than any of the traditional ways of doing it. So go download it right now, click the link below the video, just do it right now. And then I'll see you in the next free video.